from the Online Piano Tutor. In one of my recent videos, I think it was lesson 10 on how to learn to play the piano, I said I was going to be teaching you sort of the next step on, which would be actually how to read music. So I thought I would go through that for you today. So when I teach my students how to read, this is what I write out for them. I'm just going to hold it up in front of the camera for you so you can copy it down. So copy down everything that you see on here onto a plain bit of paper, and then I'll explain what you're going to do with that next. So I'm hoping that you can see this okay. Okay, so after you've written that out, I'm just going to basically explain. So I've written the names of the notes that go on each of the lines here. This is for the right hand, sorry I'm off shot here, but we know that's for the right hand because it's got the treble clef. And these are the notes that are in the spaces for the right hand. Same for the left hand, bass clef here. So these are the notes that are on the lines in the bass clef, and these are the notes that are in the spaces for the bass clef. Underneath, to help you remember, I've written sort of mnemonics, I think it is that you call them. We always go from the bottom to the top, never top to the bottom, never top to bottom, always counting upwards, always working upwards. So you've got to help you remember, you've got E, G, B, D and F. Easy way to remember those is every good boy deserves football. So every good boy deserves football. Same with the ones in the spaces, although they just spell the word face, so we don't need to put anything in there. F-A-C-E spells face. Same with the left hand. Gate, bars, defend, farm, animals. G, B, D, F and A. And you've got all cows eat grass. A, C, E, G. All cows eat grass here to help you remember. Now you've got 5 lines, so you've got 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that go on each of the 5 lines. You've only got 4 spaces, so what you want to try and do is not get the rhymes muddled up at all. Remember the 2 rhymes for the right hand, and the 2 mnemonic rhymes, whatever you want to call them, for the left hand as well. You'll know if you've got them muddled up, because if you try and use, say, all cows eat grass for ones on the lines, you'll go all cows eat grass, and then you'll have an extra one left. So there's always 5 lines and 4 spaces. And not only that as well, for the bass clef, for the left hand ones, both of these are to do with farm animals, so sometimes it's easier to remember. There are a lot of other mnemonics out there as well that other people like to use, but these are the ones that I would taught, so these are the ones that I pass on to my students. So it really doesn't matter if there's other ones out there or other ones that you've heard of, remember them. As long as you remember them, it doesn't matter because it's all the same. Okay, so once you've done that, what I would suggest, I have 3 stages for my students. You would want to get these rhymes remembered into your brain, and how you would do that is by using this, referring to this. You would pick up a piece of music that doesn't have any letters written in, so we can't use the book, the complete piano player that we used in the lessons, because it has the letters written in. So if you can get hold of a piece of book, another book or a piece, or sometimes you can get free sheets of music printed on the internet, whatever, then you can use these to help put the letters in. I'll show you in a second. So you need to get these rhymes into your brain, and how you're going to do that is by referring to this, putting the letters in on a piece of paper. That would be step 1. Step 2 would be where you would take this bit of paper away, no longer refer to it, try and use your memory to remember those 4 mnemonics in the correct order, and do the same again. So have another piece of music and put the letters in to those notes on that other piece of music without referring to that sheet. The 3rd stage that you would do is actually get hold of a piece of music in another book and actually play at sight, working them out. And by then you should have remembered all the rhymes, and you'll be so quick at putting the letters in with pencil or whatever it is on your piece of music that you should be able to work it out by sight as you're going along on the music. And then eventually you'll just start to pick up the odd notes here and there, remember, oh yeah, that one's a B, oh that's a G, or whatever it is, so you should begin to pick them up. Okay, so this is just a random piece of music that I've just printed out here myself. The top line is the treble clef and the bottom line is the bass clef. So I'm just going to hold that up for you. And what I'm going to do is to write in the letters and then show you what it looks like. And here is what it looks like with the notes written in, so you can compare that and have a look. So the only other thing I need to mention now is that you might have notes above and below the stave. So I'll just give you an example. So this is a note here that I've written in. This is actually a D. It's just underneath the lines, but I mean really if you can see that this E is actually on the line, this is one space lower than E, and then we've got our middle C, which we should know where that is anyway. Same is true of the top. You've got this new note here that I've written in. So F is on the line, G is just a fraction above it in the space, so therefore after F comes G, so we know this is G. Also another quick little pattern is that we've got E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So we've got line, space, line, space, line. So if they're going up in alphabetical order, it's always going to be line, space, line, space, line, space. And exactly the same is true of the bass clef as well. So I'll just quickly draw one of those in for you. So one note just higher than A is B, which is this one here, if you come across it. And one note just lower than the lines is F down here. Okay, so that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Please do leave a comment in the box underneath if you have any questions or you don't quite understand perhaps what I've said. It's very difficult to explain something in a video. It's much easier to explain in person because you've got that rapport and you can ask questions and things. But if you do have any questions, leave them in the box underneath and I'll try and get back to you and help you as soon as possible.